The M4 MacBook Pro has completely leaked. And I'm not just talking about like, oh, we got more information from unnamed sources, but like there's a full unboxing video up on a Russian YouTube tech channel. And at the time of this video, it's actually still up, so you could check it out for yourself if you want to. Of course, I think it goes without saying that we can't verify the complete authenticity of this MacBook in this video. But if this video is legit, it appears this channel got access to the base model M4 MacBook Pro. The box actually provides us with a pretty decent amount of information and showcases a few new upgrades, like this new 14-inch MacBook Pro as having an M4 chip with a 10-core CPU, whereas the current model has the M3 chip with an 8-core CPU. An alleged Geekbench 6 benchmark result shared by the YouTube channel behind this leak suggests that the M4 chip will be up to 25% faster than the M3 chip. Now, Apple has already introduced the M4 chip in the iPad Pro back in May, and it indeed does have a 10-core CPU and up to 25% faster performance compared to the M3 chip. The 25% performance increase in 1 year is actually pretty drastic, but whether or not you'll notice that in day-to-day use is something that we'll have to find out when we actually have this machine available and can do tests of our own. It also looks like Apple is finally moving forward with 16 gigs of RAM as the base storage configuration for the base model, at least for the MacBook Pro, and will no longer be offering an 8 gigabyte of RAM version. I know a lot of people over the years found it absolutely absurd that we were still getting 8 gigs as the base amount of RAM for the base model for a Pro device. And maybe Apple finally listened to those complaints, but my guess is the 16 gigabytes of RAM is better for optimization and performance for the slate of Apple Intelligence features that's rolling out to the Mac. The alleged packaging indeed suggests that the next 14-inch MacBook Pro would start with 16 gigs of RAM, so that's where the clarification comes in, unless it is somehow a build-to-order configuration that will be offered on Apple's online store. But that just seems even more unlikely, let alone the fact that the people got a unreleased M4 MacBook Pro. Having a made-to-order one just seems even more unlikely to me. The base model for the last year had only 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, which is a bit of a bummer, but the good news is here it seems as if the third Thunderbolt 4 port that's on the M3 Pro and M3 Max models will be making its way on down to that base model M4 MacBook Pro. So it now seems as if there will be no major differences, if any at all, in terms of I/O. You'll have the MagSafe and 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports on the left-hand side, and then your third Thunderbolt 4 port and the HDMI and SD slots on the right. Last but not least, another exclusive from the M3 Pro and Max was that new space black colorway. And so if you wanted that color, you had to get an M3 Pro or M3 Max machine, and you couldn't get the base model M3. Now, it looks like Apple will be offering space black for the base line of M4. So if you are a space black enthusiast, you can rejoice and be happy to pick that one up if this is actually true. Now, Mark Gurman has recently reported that he expects these new Macs and maybe a couple of new iPads, perhaps a new iPad mini, to be released on November 1st. Though we were previously expecting another Apple event this October, the company still hasn't announced anything official yet, so it's quite possible that invites could be going out sometime this week or soon, but it also could just be now turning into a press release product announcement with orders being available on that November 1st timeframe. If this video holds up, and is truly an M4 MacBook Pro leaked out and, in the wild to a few different YouTube channels out there already, this is quite possibly one of the worst leaks since that time an iPhone 4 prototype was left at a bar. It's not uncommon for information or render images of Apple products to drop well before a release. I mean, hello, that's what the entirety of this website and YouTube channel have been for the past 20 years. But it's very rare that an actual device is seen in a video or pictured like this in the wild. It just really doesn't happen. I could think back to actually maybe that time with the daughter of an engineer who leaked her dad's iPhone X. But to have product into someone's hands who is seemingly not affiliated with Apple in any way, this far advance of a release is something that just doesn't happen often, if ever. Of course, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Are you thinking about picking up a new M4 Mac? What do you think about this alleged base model? Let me know down in those comments. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.